Have you ever stood by the ocean and wondered what incredible creatures lived beneath the waves millions of years ago? We often think of dinosaurs ruling the land, but the ancient seas were home to some of the most fearsome and fascinating predators ever to exist, the marine reptiles. These weren't dinosaurs, but a diverse group of air-breathing reptiles that returned to the water and became the undisputed masters of the prehistoric oceans. Today we're diving deep into their world, exploring their incredible adaptations, their epic battles, and the legacy they left behind. So grab your scuba gear, and let's journey back in time to meet the real sea monsters of the Mesozoic era. First up, let's talk about the ichthyosaurs. Imagine a creature that looks like a cross between a dolphin and a shark, but is actually a reptile. That's an ichthyosaur for you. Their name literally means fish lizard, and it's easy to see why. They had streamlined, torpedo-shaped bodies, powerful flippers, and a fin on their back, making them perfectly built for speed. Some species, like Shanosaurus, were true giants, reaching lengths of over 70 feet. That's longer than a school bus. But what's truly amazing about ichthyosaurs is their eyes. Some had the largest eyes of any known animal, relative to their body size. These massive peepers allowed them to hunt in the dark, deep waters of the ocean, ambushing squid and fish with incredible precision. They were also one of the few reptile groups known to give live birth in the water, a crucial adaptation for a fully aquatic lifestyle. Fossils have been found with tiny baby ichthyosaurs still inside the mother's body, giving us a perfect snapshot of this ancient behavior. Now, let's move on to another iconic group, the plesiosaurs. If you've ever heard of the Loch Ness Monster, you've probably seen an artist's impression of a plesiosaur. They are famous for their incredibly long necks, but there was actually a lot of variety in this group. You had the long-necked Elasmosaurus, whose neck could be over half its total body length, containing up to 76 vertebrae. Compare that to us humans, who only have 7. Scientists believe they use this extraordinary neck like a fishing rod, darting their small head into schools of fish without moving their large, conspicuous body. It was a stealthy way to hunt. But not all plesiosaurs had long necks. The pliosaurs were the short-necked, big-headed branch of the family, and they were the apex predators of their time. Think of pliosaurs as the T-Rex of the sea. Creatures like Liopleurodon and Kronosaurus were terrifyingly powerful. They had massive skulls packed with teeth the size of bananas. Their jaws were so strong they could likely bite a modern-day car in half. They didn't just hunt fish. They took on other large marine reptiles, including ichthyosaurs and even their long-necked plesiosaur cousins. Using their 4 massive flippers, they could generate incredible bursts of speed, launching themselves from below to ambush their prey. Pliosaurs were the ultimate marine hunters, a perfect combination of brute force and terrifying efficiency. Millions of years. If you were swimming in the Mesozoic seas, the pliosaurs were what you'd be afraid of. But the ocean's cast of reptilian characters doesn't end there. Enter the mosasaurs. These were the latecomers to the party, appearing towards the end of the Cretaceous period, but they quickly dominated the oceans. Mosasaurs were essentially giant, aquatic lizards, closely related to modern-day monitor lizards and even snakes. They evolved from land-dwelling lizards that took to the water, and their bodies adapted rapidly. They developed powerful, paddle-like limbs and a long, muscular tail that propelled them through the water with a snake-like side-to-side motion. Some, like the famous Mosasaurus, grew to enormous sizes, reaching over 50 feet long. They had an extra set of teeth on the roof of their mouth, called pterygoid teeth, which helped them grip struggling prey and prevent it from escaping. They were opportunistic predators with a varied diet that included fish, sharks, ammonites, and even other, smaller mosasaurs. They were the last great dynasty of marine reptiles before the asteroid impact that wiped them out, along with the non-avian dinosaurs. Let's not forget some of the other amazing marine reptiles that shared these ancient oceans. The placoodonts, for example, were early marine reptiles from the Triassic period. They had stout barrel-shaped bodies and specialized teeth perfect for crushing shells. They were like the sea otters of their time, feeding on clams, snails, and other hard-shelled invertebrates on the seafloor. Some even developed turtle-like shells for protection. Then there were the nothosaurs, semi-aquatic reptiles that were likely at home both on land and in the water, similar to modern seals. They probably hunted in the shallows, using their webbed feet and long, slender jaws to snatch fish. These creatures show us the incredible diversity of forms that evolved as reptiles transitioned back to an aquatic existence. It wasn't a single path, but a whole explosion of different strategies and body plans. So, how do we know so much about these incredible animals? It's all thanks to the fossil record. Paleontologists have unearthed stunningly preserved skeletons all over the world, from the plains of Kansas, which were once covered by a shallow sea, to the frozen islands of Svalbard in the Arctic. These fossils aren't just bones. Sometimes we find fossilized skin impressions that tell us about their texture. We find stomach contents that reveal their last meals. We even find evidence of diseases and injuries like healed bite marks from a fight with another predator. Each fossil is a puzzle piece, and when we put them together, we get a vivid picture of what life was like in these prehistoric oceans. It's a story of evolution in action, of arms races between predators and prey, and of incredible adaptation to a challenging environment. What happened to these magnificent rulers of the sea? Their reign, like that of the dinosaurs on land, came to an abrupt end 66 million years ago. The massive asteroid impact that struck the Earth triggered a global catastrophe. The skies darkened, temperatures plummeted, and the marine food webs collapsed. Plankton died off, and the animals that fed on them starved, followed by the larger predators up the chain. The ichthyosaurs had actually gone extinct millions of years before this, but the plesiosaurs and mosasaurs were at the height of their power. Fortunately, they couldn't survive the new harsh conditions. Their extinction left a massive power vacuum in the oceans, one that would eventually be filled by new groups of animals. Marine mammals like whales and dolphins. But the story of marine reptiles isn't completely over. They still exist today. Sea turtles, which have been paddling through the oceans since the time of the dinosaurs, are living marine reptiles. So are sea snakes, which are highly venomous and beautifully adapted to life in the water. Marine iguanas from the Galapagos Islands dive into the cold ocean to feed on algae, and saltwater crocodiles are formidable predators in coastal waters across Asia and Australia. While they may not be the giants that ruled the Mesozoic, these modern species carry on the legacy of their ancient ancestors, reminding us of the incredible, enduring connection between reptiles and the sea. From the dolphin-like ichthyosaurs to the monstrous mosasaurs, the world of ancient marine reptiles is a breathtaking chapter in Earth's history. They were a testament to the power of evolution, showing how life can adapt and conquer even the most challenging environments. They were not dinosaurs, but a unique and spectacular group of animals that deserve their own spotlight. The next time you visit a natural history museum, take a closer look at those giant skeletons hanging from the ceiling. Imagine them not as static bones, but as living, breathing creatures, navigating a world of danger and wonder. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the past. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more adventures into the prehistoric world. See you next time.